Did you know that most self-published books fail before they even get published? Well, that's because the author didn't do the upfront research. My name is Krista Brea, and I've been self-publishing for the past few years. Now, I have an extensive background in search engine optimization, and what I've learned is that you can write the best book in the world, but if there's no demand for it, nobody's going to read it. That's why one of my favorite tools to use is called Publisher Rocket, because it takes the guesswork out of determining whether or not the topic that you want to write about has search demand. And that's something that I'm going to be showing you in today's video. So make sure that you watch this all the way through. Honestly, research is everything. And often a lot of authors will spend months on their manuscript only to later find out that they're not getting any sales because they didn't do this upfront research step first. For example, let's say you want to write about Bitcoin. It sounds like a hot topic, right? Well, when you actually dig into the research, it has crazy competition. I was working on this project for a person that I met. I was doing some upfront research for a book idea that he had, and that's exactly what I found. And I found this information out from using Publisher Rocket. These are the kind of insights that helps you avoid wasting time on topics that aren't going to get you any sales. Okay, so now let's jump into Publisher Rocket so I can show you exactly how it works. It has a couple of key things that I think are the most important, and the first one over here is the keyword research. Now, this is going to show you what people are actually typing into Amazon's search bar, and you'll see things like search volume, how competitive specific keywords are, and even some suggested related keywords. This is huge because it helps you choose a book, title, subtitle, and topic that real readers are already searching for. So let's take an example of this. So let's say I come in here to do my keyword research, and as you can see, there is a drop-down option where you also have the option to select Kindle or Audible, but 9 times out of 10 you want to use books because if you're a self-published author, you're making your most money off of paperback books. So let's say if you wanted to search for a topic on, let's say, stock investing, right? So I want to make a book on stock investing. So now it's going to come up and we're going to get a few different pieces of information here. We're going to see all of these different keywords that are available, and when we click these search icons, that is where data will start showing up, right? And so I love the way the Publisher Rocket system is color coding everything. It's making it really easy for you to see, and just because something is in the yellow doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It means that you should dig in a little bit deeper, but this is what the overall keyword research aspect of Publisher Rocket looks like, and it's going to give you a lot of valuable data. So you have different keywords here. Then you can see the average number of pages of books that are in that category tied to this keyword, how many competitors are out there, what's the average price for a book like this that is mentioning that particular keyword in its title, what are the average monthly earnings. So out of all the books around stock investing, the average monthly earnings here is $18,000, which is huge, right? Imagine having one book that's making you that kind of money. But you can see that there is a pretty high number of searches per month. However, the competitive score is very competitive. Me personally, I choose to avoid topics that have oversaturation with competition. I'd rather pick something that is a little bit more moderately competitive or even less low competition opportunities. And again, this is something that you're going to get familiar with as you work more with it. So that is just one aspect of using Publisher Rocket. Another thing that I want to show you is the category search, because Amazon has thousands of categories and picking the right one is very important based on the topic that you're writing for, because it can make the difference between getting buried on page 20 or hitting the bestseller tag. So let's take a look at that category search and kind of get a feel for how this works. So again, if I was taking that topic idea of stock investing, I'd want to probably find a category that could relate to that, right? So business and money, that could be one because it's money related. So we can check this out. We can go in there, and now we're seeing a more detailed dive into this category. So business and money, accounting, it wouldn't be an accounting book, so I wouldn't put it in there, but it could be falling under business culture, business entrepreneurship, economics, labor. So you can go through here and you can just get a feel for like what area opportunity that your book would actually fit the best into. I mean, these lists are pretty extensive, as you can see here. I'm probably not going to go too far into depth. I don't want this video getting super long to where you're not getting enough value out of it, of me just in here digging around hunting for things, right? But let's say, who knows? You know what? Maybe let's see if we can do stock. Let me see if that does anything. Okay, perfect. Yes, here's a key feature. You can use the search bar to help find your category or narrow down what you're looking for. All right, books, money, business and money, investing, stocks. Perfect. So now what we might want to do is click this Insights button. But a couple of other things just to know. I know I'm kind of jumping around all over the place here, but there's a lot of information that I could spend more time on and go more slowly. But I just want to give you this high-level overview of what Publisher Rocket is capable of, because I think it's completely worth the price as a tool to invest in as a self-published author. So sales to number one. If you were to write a book on stock investing, you would have to have 77 sales per day in order to be number one in that category and dominate it. So to be on page one of stock investing category, meaning in the top 10, you would have to sell 14 books a day, which is much more doable. And so you can see that information right there. So this is the percentage of books in the category that are from a significantly sized publisher. Okay, so this is also important to take note of if it's an independent publisher or a large publisher that is backing books in this category. It is harder to compete with books that are backed by larger publishers, so the competition will be a little bit more challenging. However, it is still doable here. And then if you look at the one right below this, the category for Kindle books, meaning ebooks, the investing in stocks, the publisher percentage is lower. So that means less mainstream publishers are putting the books available on ebooks because they're mostly targeting to sell paperbacks or hardcover books more specifically. And even just to be on page one, you really only need to sell 2 books per day to rank in the number 10 position on that particular page for that category. So not bad, but you would need to sell 37 ebooks, and now we're talking ebook realm, per day if you wanted to rank number 1 in that category. So it is a little bit less again. And then this is the Kindle Unlimited. So Kindle Unlimited, that's a whole nother beast. We'll talk about that at another time. So now what we can do is we can dive into insights. It can definitely bring up a lot more data around that. And then what I like is that you can also click right here into keywords, and then you're going to bring up a lot of relevant keywords that are also within that topic that you maybe can help you formulate or look for other areas of opportunity when you're crafting your title and subtitle or setting up your ads or setting up your listing for your book. So again, a lot of really great information that you can source out of using Publisher Rocket. Let's see if there's something else that I think is really valuable. So I'm going to bring it back to the home screen here on Publisher Rocket. And the other thing that I think can be helpful here too is looking at competitors, right? So stock investing, we want to go and do a little bit of competitor research. Competitor research is built right into Publisher Rocket. So now I'm going to dig in and see what information we're going to get back when we pull up these competitors. So you just got to let it run its numbers. Now, again, we know that this is a very big publisher, very popular book, Stock Investing for Dummies. That wouldn't necessarily be your competitor because you are a self-published author versus something that has, thousands and thousands of marketing dollars behind it from a major publisher. So you can dig into here. You can look at the different books that are in there that are ranking. You can, feel it out, see how much sales. Look at This one book, if we go back up to the top, the Dummies book, Investing for Dummies, 4,000 plus dollars per month is making in sales. But this one down here, the little book of common sense investing, I don't know if this is okay, it's a hardcover book. Okay, John Bogwell. So, that is a influencer in the investing world. So that book is making over $18,000 a month. Big money coming in from that one little book, right? So, again, there are other publishers that are in here. You can check it out. You can go through this. You can look at their categories. And then here's this one here. This could be another opportunity book. You might have to dig in to find out if it's self-published, but it's making over almost $5,000 a month on this one book here. And then you can click on check it out. And that's going to pull up the listing page on Amazon. It pulled up on my other screen, but it's not recording that, so it didn't capture that right here for you. So again, just really great things that you can dig in with this tool. And there's even more that we could dive into, but I'm going to go ahead and close out this video today. If you are interested in getting your hands on the Publisher Rocket software, I'm going to be dropping the link to it down below, and I would appreciate it because it would help support me. It is an affiliate link, so I will be putting that down in the description. If you are new to self-publishing and you're thinking about getting started but haven't taken that leap yet, I would love for you to join my school community. In there, I do have a book challenge that is accessible as well. Again, I will put the link to that down below, and make sure that you are subscribing because I will be sharing more self-publishing tips. And thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. I hope you found it helpful. See you in the next one.